than we did at halftime, from what I can see as a coaching staff. Then we got down a couple scores, and their big guys pushed us around a little bit up front, and we couldn't defend the run very well. And so against a team that is going to block down and pull a lot, you've really got to be up in there and defend the run. There were some things on defense that were encouraging. We defended the deep ball much better. We were in better position. I thought our alignment was much better, and played good in the first half. But without watching the tape, we just got pushed around in the second half up front. And then offensively, we didn't throw the ball very well. I thought our protection for the most part was very well could have been the best it's been all year. We had one breakdown. Overall, protection was pretty good. We ran the ball okay at times. When we get behind by 2 scores, we get a little bit handicapped in the standpoint of a little more predictable throwing the ball wise. We didn't throw and catch very well. We dropped a couple balls. We underthrew maybe 4 balls. So special teams wise, we were okay. We gave up 1 return, or they took it out to I think the 36, 37 yard line, something like that. And we returned the ball decent. Early in the game, we had a miscommunication, and I think they tipped the first punt. I'm not sure if they tipped it or if it just came off the side of his foot. So special teams wise, we were okay, average. Obviously could have been a little bit better. But for the most part, I think that's what it came down to. We got pushed around. They made a couple of adjustments, but really up front, they're getting 4 yards and a whack. Their quarterback did a nice job of scrambling. We got out of our lanes a couple times, and we broke down on third and 9 one time, 3rd and 8 one time, and allowed them to convert. And then another big play was we had them in second. It was going to be 3rd and 10. We were in a zone coverage, and we had a holding call. We grabbed their guy, and it was the same thing we did a couple weeks ago. He was covered. We had him covered. We didn't need to grab him. Gave him first down. Kind of let him off the hook. At that time, I think it was a 1-score game. Let him off the hook. So open week's a good time for us. We need to regroup a little bit, give the guys a chance to catch their breath, and as coaching staffs, like we do every open week, we'll get in there and look at what we've done and where we think we have mistakes from a scheme standpoint, where the players might have made mistakes and we didn't play as sound as we should have, and regroup, give them a couple workouts this week and give them a chance to kind of catch their breath and recover a little bit, get back to work on Sunday.
After the last game, you emphasized discipline a lot. This game, again, penalties kind of hinder you all sometimes. How do you think you overcome that?
Well, we had we missed on a defensive lineman, and 67 grabbed him, and we had a holding call. I think the one interference was on Magruder. He's right in position, and can't grab a guy. You were there. You're there, as I said earlier. So we got to keep stressing it to him from that standpoint. I'm not sure what other penalty. The first one down on the goal line was a terrible call. So I don't know what to tell him. We got a guy that's releasing up the field. They're pressing. He's in press coverage. He pushes us right into their guy. So I can't say anything to two on that. I don't. He's working hard trying to do what he can. So I really don't think the penalties were undisciplined. More so that, like what I said, I think we just got pushed around a little bit at times.
Mike, when you say you got pushed around second half, is that effort? Is that fatigue?
I didn't think it was effort. I really didn't. I think that's the world they live in. They're going to block down and pull, and when they can kind of get into that routine, you've got to fit up in there and you got to be more firm. We may have been protecting a little bit more versus the throw, which we needed to do some of that based on the last 3 weeks. So, the only thing I can say is the second half, they might have worn us down a little bit up front.
Is that more aggressive style of defense, maybe blitzing on 3rd and longers, is that hurting your team with the quarterback run game?
It shouldn't have. Everybody still has a gap. It shouldn't be. Everybody should be under control, and they still should have a gap. I would have to look at the tape. It's too much for me to see to answer that. But we shouldn't be out of place to where you're giving up those type of runs.
Mike, the decision to punt with 8 minutes to go, they're up 2 scores. Can you just walk me through the thought process there?
I'm not sure, you'd have to, what was it down in distance?
I mean,
4th and 9.
10.
4th and 9 at around
Yeah, I mean,
midfield.
it's tough, you know, you stop them, you try to score. I mean, percentages on 4th and 9 or 10 are really low. So I didn't feel like that was a time that basically, if you miss there, you're out of the game. Percentages are better that you can punt them down there and hold them, get the ball back in time and try to score again.